Hi, everyone. I'm Katherine from the CX Foundation, and we are absolutely thrilled to be here with Ping Wu, the CEO of Cresta, at Cresta Wave, Cresta's first ever conference, mainly a customer-focused event. And today was a huge day, announcement-wise, really kicking things off with a bang. Ping and his colleagues introduced 4 new capabilities and features that are now a part of the Cresta experience. The first being real-time translation, and that's with both voice and text. The next one is called the Agent Operations Center. And what that does is it creates a new role, which is called the AI Supervisor. Now, that does not mean, because I made this mistake at first, that AI is supervising your agents. What it actually does is empower your human agents to supervise not only the human agents, but also the AI agents that you have currently in deployment, making sure that they are working as expected and that they truly are working in service of your customer and driving business outcomes. The third one is my favorite, the Prompt Optimizer, which not only optimizes your existing prompts for your AI agents, but also if you're like me and you kind of start from scratch, it can help you suggest options to automate and then create prompts for that as well with lots of guardrails in place. And then the fourth one we have is automation discovery, which I touched on a little bit with the Prompt Optimizer, but it helps you identify which processes in your contact center could be automated. And it tells you how to go about that. And it allows the human, everything at Cresta is designed with human in the loop. So a human is always there to ensure that this really is a process that will benefit our customers to optimize. It's not taking jobs away from anybody. It's just trying to enhance the customer experience by giving them a more efficient and more personalized experience. So that's a lot to unpack in just a 45-minute keynote, and you were able to really show us what was happening and really prove the capabilities in the form of a live demo, which is certainly brave and worked out very well. And I'm wondering if you have a favorite of the new 4 capabilities, or if not a favorite, which one do you see moving the needle the most in terms of customer experience?
Thank you first of all for coming and joining us. Yeah, so all these 4, they kind of work on different parts of the customer experience and in contact center operations. And in terms of immediate impact, I would think that Agent Operations Center probably have the immediate impact because it is, first of all, workforce is become hybrid. We have AI workforce and human workforce, and Agent Operating Center that create one place where you can have a view of all the things conversation happen in your team, AI and human. So just bring that level of observability in real time and the ability to change the outcome of the conversation, to coach them in real time, already kind of just unlock so much potential. And this is a need for human agents today that they have a question, they reach out to supervisor from either Teams or Slack, and the supervisor responds to them, but they kind of missing the context because usually, the agent is already engaged in the conversation. You need to have that context to the supervisor. Supervisor can answer. But now with Agent Operations Center, you can bring that all together in one place that solve the communication problem, that solve the real-time supervising problem. And on top of it, you also have the AI agent. And one pain point of AI agent most of the time is all these conversations happen in real time. It's a black box. And you kind of know something's not going well or go well after the fact, that in the analytics dashboard. But now you can see everything. We provide a God view for everything that happened in the contact center. That will just bring a lot of insights. And our goal is to improve the customer experience and make the coaching and supervising easier. But I suspect there will be new use cases that just unlock by providing that capability. So yeah, I do think that this is something that addressing an immediate pain point, and I'm very excited about it.
Yeah, and I know your customers certainly are as well, even from the reaction to the demos alone. And I do want to touch base on a point you just brought up. What I got from this morning was that there's a new definition for the hybrid workforce. It used to be some people work remotely and some people work in office. Now, and I see Cresta leading the way in this new definition of hybrid. Today's hybrid workforce refers really to human agents working alongside AI agents, and there's a new level of collaboration. So with these 4 capabilities in particular, how do you see that changing the role and responsibilities of human supervisors and human AI agents?
If you put these 4 capabilities together, right, and the first to help you to build AI agents better, we already launched a bunch of capabilities like versioning, simulation, test case management. Those are kind of boring, but these are necessary tools to build enterprise-grade AI agent. Now, on top of it, we're go a step further to giving even more powerful tools to AI agent developers.
Right.
And one is the automation discovery, where you can leverage all the human conversation today and do process mining basically on that conversation and surface not only what to automate, but also how to automate them, right? And that's how you kind of start for your automation journey. And then for once you have that and you can build and then test and then simulate, and then finally you have the automation, the prompt optimizer. We actually trained a purpose-built model that IRL fine-tuned so that it had gone through a lot of iterations and absorbing the data of the best practices of prompts building, and then democratize that knowledge, and then so that it could be in the hands of everyone so that they can optimize their prompt. And then once the AI agent is live, then now you suddenly have the workforce that's hybrid, just as you said. It's AI agent and human agents. Now that's where agent operation center come in. So just like self-driving cars, you still have humans, operators in the back office that monitoring things, that what's going on, and then be able to intervene. And then the operation center itself, it comes with intelligence. We're kind of monitoring those conversations. The AI can prioritize the conversation to get human attention. So that feel like entire journey to make the AI agents and then the hybrid workforce to the best productivity that can. And then last piece, the real-time translation is just extending our agent assist capability to make the humans agents be able to speak another language and hear another language and understand it. So it's a huge pain point, because if you're a global company, it's very hard to staff your call center with every single type of language that may potentially call in. And regulatory requirements, you have to support all the languages in some industries. And if you only receive maybe a few calls a day for a certain language, it's just very hard to staff that. So that removed that bottleneck. And that in my view, I think the boundary between AI agent and agent assist will be blurred. You can think about this as another AI agent that just doing the real-time translation between the phone lines.
Right.
And in terms of the role of humans in the contact center, supervisor may actually turn to learn new skills and monitoring those conversations and doing what they have been doing, the real-time coaching, getting response to human agents and also now the AI agents. So that just provide the best tool that we have. Also the tool itself have intelligence to help you prioritize, help you summarize the context. So all these things I feel like just make the existing productivity go a lot better.
Right, I agree. And it's important to note for the viewers out there that this real-time translation is not just chat. It's both speech and text, so voice and text. And we heard it at the live demo, and it really does work. I believe now it's 4 languages with the plan to move to 15, 20.
Right.
Perfect. So look out for that. Certainly ideal for global contact centers as well as those with a global customer base. And on the role of the AI Supervisor. So the AI Supervisor is flagged by a live agent either automatically or the agent themselves puts a virtual hand raise up saying that, hey, I need help with this interaction. It's not going well. Let's say that you have several issues at once. How does the AI Supervisor decide this is the issue that we need to bring in a live human supervisor for? And how does it decide which ones, you know what, maybe it's off track right now, But I think the AI agent is still smart enough or optimized enough to fix this issue without involving a live supervisor.
Yeah, so that's a great question. That's getting to the detail of how this product is designed. I think right now we're applying some heuristics on, by the way, so we always have the capability of monitoring real-time conversation, monitoring sentiment, monitoring behaviors. And so we can define what are the ones that will raise hand and give, especially for AI agent that require attention. But you can also have multiple supervisors that can, you have a pool of supervisors, and then you can also have a pool of AI agents and human agents, depending on how many of them need help at the moment. We can do prioritization. Right now, we use some heuristics to determine the urgency and the prioritization, but I think that just take time to fine tune.
Absolutely, yeah. And with people's own data as well, with companies' own data, you figure out
Right.
what really matters to your customers
Right.
and which ones you can kind of, they'll be okay.
Yeah.
And on the prompt optimizer, which I've said is my favorite of what I'm calling the big four, because I am not a person that's well-versed in AI prompting. It's not really a part of my job description. It's something that for me is more of a hobby than a requirement.
Yeah.
So I would be starting with next to no foundation. And what I got from this morning was that the prompt optimizer is not necessarily forcing you to create a prompt from scratch. It actually suggests full prompts. So democratizing the ability to have really high quality prompts regardless of your technical experience with prompting. Do I have that correct? Is it
Right.
able to generate entire prompt suggestions?
So I think it's kind of both. So automation discovery is going to automatically discover the processes from the human conversations by analyzing all the similar conversations from human interactions that fall into the same bucket, which we already have. And then from there, we are going to automatically draft you a prompt.
Mhm.
And then going from there, so you can use prompt optimization after you edit them to do optimization. So we kind of feel like this is almost like a visual studio. That's a term for programmers, because again, for AI agents, you're basically programming the model with natural language, right? So there are a lot of expertise in there. So we can democratize that by locking that, distill that into a model, and then with the model can give you suggestions on, just like the model give you suggestion on the code for in the Visual Studio or in Cursor, you can now do the same thing for a prompt. But again, this is something that we feel you have the feedback loop on when the suggestion was made, what's actually in the production, and then that's the feedback loop that force the closed loop in the product, and then we can continue to learn and improve that prompt optimization across all different potentially users and then ourselves. Then the model will get smarter, and that will just unlock and get better over time. That will just unlock more and more those prompt optimization use cases.
And I notice in terms of automation, what I think is really unique about Cresta is this idea of sub-agents, right? So instead of just having one overarching AI agent that can somehow do it all and do it all perfectly, Cresta has this idea to provide sub-agents, sub-AI agents that each handle a specific task. Maybe one collects the customer information, maybe another, places the order, another one creates a support ticket if there's an issue. Can you talk about how that benefits the customer, having these sub-agents instead of just one overarching AI agent, and then how you place guardrails on those sub-agents?
Right. So that's a great question. It's one of the best practices in building agents on top of large language model. That one design pattern is called isolation, because still today's model, there's still limitations on how much context they can take in, and how much information they can take in. As it gets longer, it will start to miss steps or confuse some instructions. So that's why it's kind of important. It's a design practice to break it down into different agents so that you can isolate the context and feed the right one into the model, and not too long but not too short, right? And then in terms of guardrails, we had the guardrail at each agent level. And the guardrails are not in the prompt. Those are some are potentially customized guardrails that unique to customers. For example, some customer will say never want the agents to give tax advice, or never promise XYZ. So all these then are used in the same monitoring and quality management system that we built for human agents, and it's the same system that we do guardrail for AI agents. And then for voice AI agents, it's a little tricky because you cannot, you want to minimize the first token latency, so you can not kind of block it and to see the entire thing and before you start streaming. So what we do is that the guardrail is evaluated in parallel with the utterance, but then if something goes wrong, we just cut it off there and take it over. So there's a lot of orchestration that got built into that system.
Yeah, and I've seen that in practice on Cresta's website. I think the example was somebody was trying to unscrupulously get private health data or get a list of, I think they asked for a list of all your patients with diabetes. And I did see that Cresta's AI agent shut it down immediately and said, sorry, I'm not able to give you that kind of information, and then ended the conversation. So it's not just talk, it really is put into practice, and it really does drive real business outcomes, especially when it comes to compliance, which should be everyone's number one concern. And you talked a little bit about parallel evaluations. Switching gears a little bit, I'm wondering if you could explain a little bit more about what I believe you call it side-by-side benchmarking between human agents and your AI agents. What does that look like at Cresta? And then how do you ensure that the AI supervisor doesn't threaten or intimidate agents, but rather really does help them, especially with this concept of side-by-side benchmarking? Are you comparing performance?
So today, I would say that the AI agent and human agent they handle different things. AI agent usually will be the first line of response.
Right.
And only when they're not able to resolve the issue, then they hand off to human agents. Mm-hmm. But also, a lot of the behavior that we build out for human agents, the guardrails, and the QA best practices, we also naturally extend to AI agents. And I think it's less about benchmarking. It's more about just one framework that leverage what we have to optimize the AI agent. And the AI supervisor, it's sometimes some customer use the more senior agents, sometimes they use just the supervisor to help the AI agent. Mm-hmm. So, but this is still a new product. Right. You have to real time track and helping multiple potential agents simultaneously and give advice and approve transactions. And so we're going to see how that work out. Mm-hmm. So this is our attempt to make the collective intelligence and to work for this hybrid workforce.
And then also on the automation discovery, mm-hmm. I know that, I believe, could be wrong, there's also a projected ROI that end users can receive with the automated suggestions. So let's say if the automation designer might suggest to me, hey, Katherine, you can, I don't know, increase sales by 5% if you automate this, this, and this. How do you come up with those numbers? And then how have you seen that accuracy reflected in practice? Or is it too early to tell?
Yes, still? I think it's too early to tell. Mm-hmm. And then mostly it's for custom support use cases, less for sales. And then I will also say that not every automation needs to start from there, because some cases you have already very clear use case and you already know that just is screaming obvious to automate, and you already have the spec actually. So then you should just go with that. And for automation discovery, it's usually for the cases that not so obvious, or you thought it's obvious, but you want to validate with the actual human conversation, the data. So that gives you 100% visibility, and to extract you can even say it's a blueprint of your AI agent. Okay. And then also there's heuristics that we apply on to forecasting what's the potential savings. And then we give customer the ability to change those heuristics. Because every customer is a little different, every call depends on the call length, the potential saving can be also very different.
Right.
Every time you increase the automation rate, you will see that not necessarily translate to reduce headcount. That sometimes just translate into reduce the wait time. because
Right.
now you can free up more human agents to tackle the more emotionally demanding conversations or handle customers that would just love to talk to a human, and you can let them to wait less. So yeah, so it's a complex kind of dynamic kind of model to forecast what's the actual savings.
Fascinating. And for a company that's never automated a single conversation, you actually have a, I don't know what I would call it, like a little Q&A for the customers and attendees of Wave. And the question is, what percentage of your customer interactions have you automated? And right now, most of the attendees here say that they've automated between 0% and 25%. So there are a lot of people that are still starting from scratch when it comes to automation. What do you suggest right out of the gate that they start with? Because they may want to start with everything because they're so excited. So what use case would you suggest to them, and where do you see success?
I think it depends on the domain. And again, it's a nuanced question. Depends on customer, depends on the vertical, and then depends on so many things. Depends on the demographics of your customers and how likely they want to, and what channel they reach out to you. A chat is a lot easier than voice. And then some demographic just really prefer to talk to a human. And that's just consumer behavior. It's hard to change, right? And also depends on the complexity of your conversation. So that's why we build automation discovery, so that everyone now have the tool that you throw in the human conversations, and which you already have, and then you can leverage everything that we already provide. And on top of it, it will give you the automation discovery, give you the insights about what to automate and how to automate them. So again, the result will look like very different for different customer across different verticals.
Because it's a bespoke.
Yeah, because every call center, the conversation shape and form is different.
Right.
There are conversations very, very complex. There are conversations that are very, very simple. Maybe 50% of the conversation is to, I remember there's some company that 50% is just asking the shipment status. And these are just very easy. You don't even need to have discovery. You can run discovery, going to show you 50%. It's very simple. You should automate right away. But even that, just one dimension. Another dimension is how complex is your legacy system. Sometimes even the conversation itself may not be that complex, but your legacy system is very, very complex. That can make the automation harder, because AI agents require real-time APIs, and I've seen customer that they have many in-house built system that just doesn't have any APIs, and
Right.
That can become more challenging compared to others. So again, the answer is it depends.
So a little bit of a future-looking question. Right now, Cresta is an AI tool that works with your existing, in our industry, it would be contact center software, to make everything better with AI, give an AI-first customer experience, and then to really create and mold that hybrid workforce. As Cresta grows, do you see yourself ever becoming a full-fledged contact center, AI-powered contact center software, or do you want to just stick with the partnerships that you've built?
Oh yeah, 100%. I don't think that we will do the CCAS, the telephones.
Right.
And those are things that works very, very well for decades. And then our partners, they do a really good job in there.
Yeah.
And then I don't even think that AI will make the telephone works better. So we're focused on the intelligence layer, and the intelligence that already in the contact center, the humans, that you have a lot of assets and the human capital there we make to unleash the full potential, and also add on the AI intelligence to make abundant, so that again, the AI intelligence is elastic. Once you digitalize, it's elastic. You can ramp up and ramp down, and then you can surface a lot of things like insights, manage your workforce better, and then AI agent that can take the interaction away. That's simple, and then if your customer choose to do that. So yeah, we're just focused on that. And I do think that that itself will unlock so much potential in your people and really elevate the customer experience that we talk about. So yeah, job not done. There's so much work to do there, and that's our focus.
So I want to draw attention to something that one of your customers, I believe her name's Christina, told me last night. She mentioned that you see this as your life's work, and that you feel rewarded by this. Can you talk about what in particular you find rewarding about this, and how you see it tied to the human connection, and how you see it tied to the customer experience? What is your favorite thing about this job?
Thank you. That's a great question. Personally, I've been working on this problem over the last 8 years, first at Google, then at Cresta. And yeah, I do feel it's a life's work. And because like every day I come in work and work with people I really love and on the things that I think it's really, really important that impacting all the consumers that interacting with any businesses and also impacting 18 million call center workforce. So, and what is also make it super exciting is that I do believe this is one of the key use case for this AI paradigm shift. So AI paradigm shift with starting with LLMs and on the consumer side, you have ChatGPT and all these assistant. But I do think that in enterprise, custom experience will be probably the biggest category over medium long term that will see huge impact of AI and particular this wave of AI and then because there are just so many rich use cases in the call center from quality management to discovering insights and to helping the humans with assistant as well as AI agents that just provide elasticity to your call center and can automate away gradually more and more interactions that make it more efficient. So just the multifaceted of the impact. Yeah, so it will be a long journey, and I already on this problem for 8 years, and but I am more excited than ever because there's so much more capability today that's unlocking use cases that wasn't even possible 8 years ago. So I can imagine the world would be very different and the way we're interacting with businesses 8 years from now.
Right.
So yeah, I just feel very grateful that I can work with people I love and on the problems that I feel it's very impactful.
Absolutely. And this is Cresta's first ever conference. So far, it's going amazingly. What do you hope customers take away from this conference? And also, what do you hope that your employees, that your team members that are here take away from this conference?
Yeah, I think one key thing we want our customer or broader community to take away is that automation and augmentation with AI is not an either or decision. And from my own experience, you cannot transform contact center fully by staying outside of it, doing automation alone. That I jokingly said, this is feel like taking a shower with a raincoat on.
Yeah.
You only solve a small part of the problem, and actually solve the full problem. You need a visibility into the entire audio interaction and tribe knowledge that locked in the conversation, and that's done by human contact center. So that's why I think that the inside out approach is what I think is the right approach. And I hope that the customer will take away with that. And for our team, it's just same message. And also it's just very early in this transformation journey. And we've seen some success and a lot of great customers, but I do feel like we're only scratching the surface
Right.
of this CX transformation and the learning there. We're gonna, there's so much more innovation and so many more products that we can build. So I'm super excited.
Absolutely. And one thing that I find very unique about Cresta is that you guys really walk the walk when it comes to this hybrid workforce. You're really not out to replace agents. You're out to enhance the agent experience as well as the customer experience. And one way that I see that kind of shining through is through Claire, which is the voice of your AI agent that's actually based on a real, I believe, customer service agent that actually exists. So how did you go about finding Claire? And I know you cloned her voice and then you made some adjustments to it to make it sound more conversational and natural.
Yeah, so we're looking for a brand voice for ourselves and for our Signal omni-channel agent on our website. And by the way, we're the first agentic AI company that actually have an omni-channel AI agent on the website that you
Yes.
can chat and talk to. Yeah, so we are a very lean company, and so we find who have the most beautiful voice in our company, and Claire is the one,
Awesome.
and she's very excited to become the brand voice of Cresta. So that's how all these things come together. And by cloning the voice, and actually the technology can make it sound really, really natural versus, and we actually, by the way, we like the voice from our own team versus some of the libraries out there.
Absolutely.
So yeah, so that seems like a natural choice for us.
Yeah, and Cresta's voice AI really is natural sounding, and you can really converse with it in a normal way. And I do want to make a quick pitch to my fellow analysts out there. If you have questions about Cresta, use Signal. Use the website or voice chatbot, and you can actually transfer and switch between voice and written text channels while preserving that conversational context. And what I found super rewarding about it was just the transparency and the straightforwardness. Usually when I have questions about a company and its products when it comes to contact centers, to get it, I either have to ask an AI chatbot 25 questions, 25 different ways, or I'm transferred to a live human agent who really can't answer my questions because they're not a product specialist. They're more of a support agent. Or I end up combing through hours of white papers and blog posts only to find out that that information is outdated. So if you're looking for relevant, timely, transparent, and user-friendly ways to learn more about Cresta, I'm a supporter of Signal all the way, 100%. And last question, Ping. This one's a fun one. What are you doing tonight? Are you doing hat making? Are you doing the wine tasting? Are you doing golf? Or are you going home?
I feel a little sick from a few days ago. Probably I will stay in the hotel.
Okay, so you won't
You
see
guys
Ping
have
tonight.
fun.
We will. We certainly will. We'll take lots of pictures for you. But everybody, thank you so much again. This is Ping Wu, the CEO of Cresta. We are so fortunate to be here with him and his wonderful team here at CrestaWave in beautiful Dallas at the Ritz-Carlton, which, you know, great, sounds great to me. Thank you so much for watching, and Ping, thank you so much for your time. Thank you.
Yeah.
Perfect.